Did you ever notice how the best ideas come to you in the shower? It happens all the time. You're minding your own business, holding the shampoo bottle, when suddenly it hits you. The idea that would change everything. The solution to the problem you've been facing. The answer to the question you've been asking, and it was right in front of you all along. Hi, my name is Noah St. John. I'm the inventor of Afformations and founder of Rich Life Formula and the Abundance Weekend. Let me take you back to April 24th, 1997. It's a crisp spring morning in New England, and I'm living in a dorm room at a college where I was majoring in religious studies. Now, the dorm room itself was sizable enough in that simply by standing in the middle of the room, I could touch the walls on both sides. Now, at that point in my life, I was 30 years old, divorced, and living in a tiny college dorm room. I had less than $800 in my bank account and no idea what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. On the night before the shower, I was sitting in my tiny room staring at the concrete walls when I had three thoughts that wouldn't go away. The first thought was that something was dramatically wrong with my life. The second, which bothered me even more than the first, was that I had no idea how to fix it. And the third, which bothered me even more than the first two, was that if anyone should have been successful, it was me, and since I wasn't, I must be a complete and utter failure. Let me explain. I've been reading self-help books for as long as I could remember. Because my family was poor, from a very young age, I decided that I wanted to make something of my life. You've heard of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Well, I only had a poor dad. And since my father couldn't teach me how to be successful, all I had was the library. So that's why I had spent most of my childhood reading books, because books were a way to escape. I decided to work hard and apply myself to my studies, thinking that was the best way to get ahead in life. I got straight A's in school, skipped 8th grade, graduated at the top of my class, got full scholarships to college, and seemed to have the world on a string. Yet there I sat in my little dorm room all those years later with nothing to show for it but a string of failed relationships, lost opportunities, and less than $800 to my name. For as long as I could remember, I'd had this gnawing feeling in my gut that the answer I was looking for was out there somewhere. I just had to keep looking for it, and I would eventually find it. Well, the next morning, the shower happened. Now, the night before the shower, something else had taken place that's important to our story. As I'd been sitting there looking around my pocket-sized dorm room, thinking about how my life pretty much sucked, I realized that the walls of my room were covered with pieces of yellow legal paper on which I'd written dozens of positive statements, like I am happy, I am wealthy, and I'm good enough. And why had I posted all of these positive statements all over my room? Well, because that's what every self-help book I'd ever read told me to do. Well, that night I finally admitted something that was true, but very tough to swallow. That even though I'd spent most of my life trying to convince myself of the truth of these positive statements, I really didn't believe them. So on the morning of the shower, questions were bouncing around my head like a bucket of ping pong balls dropped from the 5th floor. The questions themselves were both simple and profound. If you could have been in my head at that moment, it would have sounded something like this. If I've been saying these positive statements to myself for so many years, how come I still don't believe them? And if I don't believe these positive statements, after saying them for so long, what will it take for me to finally believe in myself? There's got to be another way to get me to believe something good about me. But what is it? And that's when it hit me. No, not the soap. I realized that what I was doing at that very moment was asking and searching for answers to questions. And in that moment, I realized that thought itself is the process of asking and searching for answers to questions. All of a sudden, a question formed itself in my mind, a simple question that changed everything. If human thought is the process of asking and searching for answers to questions, why are we going around making statements that we don't even believe? In the next instant, I finally realized why I didn't believe all those positive statements I'd been saying to myself for all those years. I'll explain this fully in the next video. But then something else occurred to me. I realized that there were millions of people just like me, people who were trying really hard to change their lives, who were following the rules just as best as they could, but who still weren't living the life they wanted because they didn't believe all the positive statements they were saying to themselves. At that moment, I knew that if we started asking ourselves the right questions, it would change everything. And I knew that I had to be the one to to teach people how to start asking the right questions. So I began to teach this amazing and amazingly simple method that I discovered in the shower. I taught it through books, through appearing in media outlets around the world, through working with private consulting clients and mastermind students, and eventually becoming the world's most quoted expert on how to dump your head trash. And then people started sending me stories, incredible results using this method. People doubling and tripling their income after being stuck for years, losing weight after they tried every diet and exercise program on the market, finding love again after they'd given up on relationships, launching their dream business, healing family relationships, quit smoking, they started sleeping better, they got unexpected promotions, kids improving their grades, thousands and thousands of success stories. And then they began to tell their friends, and their friends told their friends, and so on and so on. And that's how the Afformations revolution started. And it all started with a simple question that I asked in the shower. Let me ask you a question. Would you like me to show you how to flip the abundance switch in your brain so that everything you desire, money, health, wealth, happiness, fulfillment, better relationships, peace of mind, overcoming bad habits, getting out of overwhelm, would become magnetically attracted to you simply by following my proven formula to clear your head trash around living a more abundant lifestyle? Well, in my Afformations system, I show you exactly how to do just that. How to flip the hidden abundance switch in your brain so that you stop limiting your income, stop stopping yourself from success, and start living a more abundant lifestyle in just 6 weeks or less. So here's what my Afformations system is. It's a self-paced digital home study course where I teach you my proven 4-step affirmations method that's revolutionizing the fields of personal growth and business development. Now, this program is for you if you're an entrepreneur or business owner who wants to rapidly grow your business, if you want to dump your head trash around making a lot more money, if you want to quickly increase your income without sacrificing your values, your family, or your free time, if you want to acquire a boatload of new customers without spending a dime more on advertising, if you want to create a more abundant lifestyle for yourself and your family in the next 6 weeks or less, and if you want to learn the exact same techniques I've only taught my $10,000 coaching clients and mastermind students. Here's what to do now. Just click the button on this page to get instant access to my brand new Afformations system, 6 weeks to a more abundant lifestyle. And you can literally start to change your life using this system in the next 5 minutes. Go ahead, click the button right now because I have one more special surprise gift waiting for you on that page that I think you'll really love. This is Noah St. John. Thanks for being my friend and subscriber, and I'll see you on the other side.